Just another typical weekend. Seems like this is like the third, maybe even fourth in a row. Yeah, it's Saturday the 28th. We switched to do some corn yesterday because it did this yesterday morning also. My cousin said he did go out late yesterday afternoon and did some beans, and they weren't terrible, but we got about 23 acres of beans left, and then that 80-acre custom job I'm supposed to do. But I wanted to be moving, doing something, so yeah, I gotta clean my windows this morning to the point I can hardly see. This is supposed to stop sometime in the next few hours. It's like 9:30 right now. It's breezy. It's supposed to get breezier, and the sun is supposed to come out mid to late afternoon, so I don't know. If this stops and the wind keeps blowing the way it is, I might run over and just check them and see if, you know, what they feel like, that if we could go over there at 3-4 o'clock and maybe go, but I'm thinking no, because it's wet. So, but we will be able to, you know, later at least fill the wet bin with corn again and get something done. But all right, so in the last video I said I wasn't having any issues. I had a few. I pushed the recorder thing that they got hooked up so that they can see. It only happened a few times, but it did happen. But it didn't, I mean, I was able to put things back where I wanted them, and I was doing a good job. So I don't know, we'll find out when they get the recording thing next week and go through it and whatnot. And it happened kind of early in the day and then didn't happen as the day went on, so I don't know, it is what it is. But so we will either be doing some corn or possibly finishing the beans, I don't know. And then of course next week, this weekend's shit. We're in the 40s tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday. I mean, just shit weather again. And then one weather app says Tuesday through Sunday good. One says chance of rain Wednesday, and then again on Sunday. So who knows what to believe. I mean, it's pretty pathetic when a week out they can't even figure things out, but I don't know. So we are doing corn. It's about 1 o'clock and it's still cloudy, as you can see. I mean, the wind is blowing, but I don't know. Yeah, maybe by 5-6 o'clock could have tried beans, and if the dew was heavy you wouldn't have ran very long at all. So at least we're moving, we're doing something. She's loading down there. I don't know how well you can see her, because this piece is right on that hill on the road, and yeah, people don't drive too intelligently these days, so we're not going to park the trucks on the edge of the road there and cause an accident. It's getting drier. It's been running in the 21 to 23 range. I've had the yield bouncing all over from low 200s to mid 250s. Right now, according to the computer, this field is averaging 224. Right there it was in the 240s. Of course, that's because, you know, around the outside was, and I didn't show you because I didn't have the camera with me yesterday. I spent a day without the camera, which was nice. You know, over there next to the hedgerow, it was, you know, 105 to 150, where it's in the shade most of the time. Down here where the raccoons ate the shit out of it, on the headland, it wasn't worth a damn. So we don't just show you the monitor when it's reading 230, 240. I normally show you the outside, but didn't have the camera with me. So yes, for you Midwestern boys, we get excited when corn's 21 to 23% because the only time we see corn in the teens is if it's a drought year. So, and 21, 22% corn shell's nice. You don't get a lot of butt shelling on the head, and I will say this combine makes 21, 22% corn look real clean. Oh, hey, gotta show you that. The monitor's reading 270 something down through there. 260s, 250s. That's impressive. All right, gotta turn. Look, it's Barb. You can actually see out my windows too, because I took the time this morning to clean them. I couldn't see shit last night when we finished. And when the sun starts going down, if it actually ever comes out, and it starts getting towards dark, you really can't see anything when your windows are shitty as hell. That was probably a week's worth of dust accumulation on the windows before I finally cleaned them. Look at how dirty Barb's getting the tractor now that it's raining. Jeez. Yep. We usually end up having to clean things up because really good because we work in the mud come fall. Alright, enough of this excitement of showing you us dumping on the go. And the outsides of our fields where there's hedgerows like over there and woods and whatnot are still running wetter and greener looking because it's October 28th and we haven't had a frost yet. The latest date in history supposedly. So, but that's going to change here shortly because tomorrow is not only a rainy shitty day all day, but it's going to be in the 40s. Tomorrow's Sunday. And then Monday through Wednesday is like daytime highs in the 40s, nighttime highs probably in the upper 20s, low 30s. So we're going to actually finally get a frost. Something we could have used when we were doing beans. So the outsides of the fields weren't 16, 18% while the insides were drier. It is what it is. So we're up to 227 bushel the acre average on this field. It's actually going to be a little less because last night when I was running the tester before I went in, what was it? Most of it was running between 52 and 53 pounds, so corn's light. But I've heard that from some of you who commented, from one guy from Northwest Ohio. I don't remember all the names. Somebody from Minnesota. There's been a number of places. Seems to me like north of I-90 is where the low test weight is. So, but I mean, if it's going to be 2-3 pounds light, at least it's nice if it's going to yield 220 bushel. So opening up the field across the road from that one, mental note, when you're coming down off of an incline, like I was here on their side of this telephone pole, to start in, don't ever trust your header height control. Yeah. We wound up with the head grinding a little dirt and little stones tinkling through the machine right there because of it. Yes, that pissed me off because the header height control didn't jump back up quick enough, but I should have just brought it down by hand. My fuck up for the day, hopefully the only one. Obviously it didn't hurt anything because I don't, the sample would be really shitty if everything was screwed up inside. But you could hear it ting, 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 ting through the machine. Ting, ting, ting's not a good sound when you're combining any crop. Here you go. 78, 75, oh, 68. Yeah. Pretty much sucks around the outside where there's woods, 29%. Yep. That's what I'm getting at. Oh, we're up to 90 something. So for the whole field to yield the way it does, what has been, that's pretty impressive. And you got the spots around the woods here where it not only sucks, but the coons and the deer and whatnot get at it. So, yeah. So this drags your average down considerably, but those other fields didn't have as much woods around them. They both averaged. The one was 227, the other was 231. So if by the time I'm done with this field, it's I took the headlands off the other end, so we were at 174. We've dropped to 170 already. If we end up back up around 180, 190, I'll be happy. Yes. That swamp right there, that swamp shouldn't be dry in October. The end, almost the 1st of November, October 28th. The ditch down there on the other side of the test plot, completely dry. A little after 4 and we're heading back because our wet bin's full. The bottom eye just turned yellow, so this truck will make the top eye turn yellow. That's the problem when you got really good corn and it's still running 21 to 23%. Around the outside of that field we hit 29-30% on some because, like I said, we haven't had a frost. But yeah, I'm gonna end up having to sell more corn because I'm not gonna have enough room. That's a good problem. Price sucks, but why am I looking to see if something's coming? It's my fucking pathway. Nobody should be coming. Whatever, guess I'm just used to it being on the road. So good problem to have. Test weight still isn't great, 52 to 53 pounds. I think I've told you that before. But so I guess we're done for the day. Yes, in a couple hours we could go out and do 1 or 2 more loads. No, we're done for the day. It's a Sunday morning. We got shit packed in here. I had to flip the light turn signal in a little so she could get the tire tight to the combine tire because we didn't take the head off yesterday. So I got that in as far as I can go because I figured it's raining. So chances are, and it's supposed to rain today and tomorrow, we will be doing corn again before we do beans. So, but we got everything packed in here. Just enough so we can shut the doors, as you can see. Oh, and as you can also see, it's raining. Puddles out there, yeah. So my buddy Dave Wilson's coming over because when we picked that field over there, my hunting blind that's down in the far corner of the woods there, I think I showed you, shitty camera. I think I showed you either in the last video, or maybe it's even in the beginning of this video, because I don't even know what the hell I video anymore. Because it's just, you know, yeah. The stress of everything going on and dealing with Mother Nature. But critters had chewed a hole in the door of my hunting blind, my elevated blind. But now the whole top piece of the door is gone. So, and Dave is a wood mechanic, as I joke with him, carpenter. So he's coming over shortly, and we're gonna go check that out. Probably drive up and check the one on top of the hill too, and see if any critters have, you know, the one that Jimmy tells people to fuck off past the deer stand. Yeah. So it'll be another Sunday of watching football. Yeah, I just told Jeff Remo I'm tired of watching football on Sundays because he said this was the first Sunday he can lay on the couch and not feel guilty and watch football because they're done. Yeah. We're down to less than 200 acres of corn, so that's a good thing. Been hammering away on that while we get these, you know, like yesterday morning, rained. We started at, I don't know, 12:30. I can't remember, but it rained all morning, basically. So for you non-farmers, because I've had people ask me this on Instagram, I don't know if anybody's commented here, and I think I've said it before, but I'll say it again. Okay, well, how come you can go out and do corn, you know, an hour after it rains, but you can't go and do your beans? All right, corn, and I don't know if I can even get to the freaking corn head. I can't go that way. I don't know if I can get around this way. I know I've done this before, but I'll do it again. Yeah, I guess I can get to it going this way. Kinda. All right, so the corn comes in, I know it's dark, comes in the head here, and these chains, there's rollers underneath that strip the stalk down through. The ear catches here and goes up, goes down that auger and into the into the machine, into the feeder house. So basically, the theory is the only thing you're taking through the machine when you're doing corn is the ear. Yes, farmers, you know, you get more than the ear sometimes because you get stalks that are brittle. You end up with some pieces of stalk, some leaves that, but for the most part, you get mostly the ear. Oh, there's a deer walking across the top of the hill. I don't have binoculars, but that is one big bodied deer, so I'm assuming it's one of our nice bucks. Even if I zoomed in, you wouldn't be able to see it because that's 400 yards away. But anyways, beans, as you've seen when I'm doing beans, you're taking the whole plant through the machine. So you kind of need the plant dry, or pretty damn dry. And you kind of need the pods to be dry enough so that they'll, as I've showed you before, they'll break open so the bean will come out of it. So that's why you can't just run right out an hour after. Like when we get rain, I'll go out an hour probably after it stops raining, and the plant will be dry enough where it'll strip down through fine and just the ear will come off. Because you don't want the ear soaking wet with the hair and the husks and everything, because then it plugs up those wonderful sieves in the back of the combine, you know, the things that I was having all the issues with, opening and closing on their own when me not adjusting them, which by the way, yesterday worked fine. So 2 out of 3 days since they've been here, it worked perfect. The one day, I did hit the recorder a couple times. We'll see what they say when they come and get it and go through it. But all right, so that's, you know, that's today. It's a nothing day again, like usual. Seems to be like every weekend for like the last 3 weekends in a row has been shit. Like yesterday we actually did something, but today and tomorrow, no. He turns his back to me because he doesn't want to be on camera. But he's a faithful watcher and a good friend. Got his tape measure out. My chair inside, he said, wasn't bad, so at least they didn't chew that apart, whatever the fuck it's doing this. So, and it was funny, right as we got down here, a doe jumped right across here, right in front of us. So I'm wondering if that big deer I saw on the hill was a buck. So, but we're getting her measured up to do a little fixing before hunting season. Of course, at the rate all of us are getting our farming done, huh, Dave? Yeah. Hunting season, we'll still be working. But we have ways of still hunting if we're harvesting. We'll leave it at that. All right, so my buddy Dave just left. He's gonna go see what he's got for some materials. Problem is that shit's OSB. Be nice to put some pressure treated plywood on there. But anyways, we were talking about, and another buddy pulled in that was goose hunting this morning somewheres, and we were talking about the fact that nobody hunts this shit anymore because we went up and checked the blind up there. Gonna have to put a new chair in there because it's chewed right to shit. Hole the size of a volleyball, chewed right through the floor. Probably 5 pounds of coon shit on the floor. You know, we used to, like back when we had the dairy cows, we get done chopping corn in the fall. At night after chores, me and my buddies and cousins and whatnot, we'd jump in the pickup with a light, go around the edges of all these fields with the hedgerows and the woods and stuff. You know, we'd shoot 15, 20 coons a night. Take them 8-9 miles south of here to the fur shed, it was called, which is not there or doesn't exist anymore. The building's still there. You know, we get 10, 15, sometimes even $20 a coon, unskinned. But because of all the fucking do-gooders of the world, you know, oh, you know, fur is horrible and hunting is horrible and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, well, when all these animals aren't controlled anymore and they're not dying off naturally fast enough, which is probably one of the reasons why you see more coons dead in the road now than you ever have before, because nobody hunts them because it's not worth their time. those are eventually going to start getting into people's garages and whatnot, because when they want to get somewhere warm. So just remember that, you, the person who hates hunting and all that shit, when you wind up with one of them nice furry critters in your garage or even in your house, when you were bitching about not hunting. I mean, look at the coons that I've had in here, which is why I put up the traps. I mean, it's just ridiculous. When I had the muck ground before I sold it to my cousin Ronnie, another buddy of mine, Timmy, which you watch, Timmy, so I'm mentioning you. He used to trap the muskrat down there. He'd get between 80 and 100 a year. Got to the point they were worth like $1.50. He says, Andy, I can't afford to do it anymore. I said, I get it. But yeah, I mean, population is going to explode on all these things. And, when you fucking do-gooders start getting them chewing holes through your garage doors and side of your house and shit like that, then you'll know why. Because of your do-gooder ass not wanting anybody to hunt them, because they're bad. Kind of like don't like the mean tweets. I'd rather pay $5 a gallon for gas. Fucktards.